All right, guys, welcome back to another Battlefield 2042 video. And today we're going to talk about season 1 of the game that's set to release in early June. Now, this update is actually the first update to bring new content to the game since it launched in November. Now, initially, that sounds like it's great news. We're finally getting new content coming to the game, and it's going to be happening within the next 2 weeks. But the issue that I personally have is that I don't think this content update is actually going to be enough to hold people over for another 3 months until season 2. So as was highlighted in the Battlefield briefing that happened last week and in the content roadmap, season 1 is set to release 1 new map, 1 new specialist, new weapons, new vehicles, new battle pass, more weekly missions, and a bunch of portal experience updates. Now, from first reading that, it does sound like it's pretty good news, and this will be a pretty juicy update. Now, the first concern that I have is it showcases on the roadmap June, July, and August. Will season 1 drip feed new content in the form of new weapons and new vehicles? For instance, in June, they're going to give us 1 new specialist, 1 new weapon, the new map, and then everything else will have to wait until July and August to get the rest of the content. They haven't clarified what the cadence will be for the new content that's going to be releasing in season 1. We know that animation improvements are going to be updated for June, and then traversal likely will follow in July. And then if you actually take a look at the roadmap, it showcases Kaleidoscope map update in August. So does this mean that they're going to be pushing back the Kaleidoscope update from the start of the season to the end of the season? I don't know if that's going to be the case, but it definitely looks really weird, the fact that it showcases Kaleidoscope update right under August. I'm not trying to jinx anything about season 1, but I feel like the development process for BF 2042 has been 1 step forward, 2 steps back the entire way. And I've just got a feeling, as good as season 1's first update's going to be in early June, I don't think the June update is going to be as substantial as we all think it's going to be. I think we're going to have to wait until July and August to really start to see the improvements and new content that season 1 is set to provide. Furthermore, season 1 is going to be lasting 90 days. That means we're only going to be getting 1 map within the next 90 days. I would really hope that that just means 1 new map that Battlefield has never seen, and older maps from previous games in Battlefield 3, Bad Company 2, and BF 1942 are still on the table. If that ends up not being the case, then whatever they do for this new exposure map, it should be one of the best maps the DICE has ever created, because if we have to wait 3 months just to have another shoddy map that was added to the game that doesn't utilize DICE's new philosophy with how they plan on developing the maps going forward. For instance, the Kaleidoscope update making the map look a lot more war-torn and actually making it look like a Battlefield game rather than a glorified Google Maps or GeoGuessr. Like, I hate to be that guy, but I just don't think that season 1 is going to be what we expect it to be. Like, 1 new map for 3 months. We're gonna have to wait until season 2 to get the next map in the all-out warfare experience. It just doesn't make sense to me. And as a player, I just don't see myself playing throughout the entirety of season 1, because one of my favorite parts about Battlefield games are new maps, new weapons, and new vehicles. Like, that's all you need for a Battlefield game, and only 1 new map just doesn't make sense to me. We've gone so long without any new content for Battlefield 2042. We are 6 months past the game's release date, and now the first update that we're going to get is only going to provide 1 new map. It's just mind-blowing, especially if you look at DICE's previous games like Battlefield 4, when they were handing out new maps like it was freaking candy. Now, if we get a bunch of new weapons and new vehicles added to the game to give us a reason to continue playing, then I will gladly accept 1 new map. But my fear is that we are going to get so little content at the start of the season that there's really no reason for me to continue playing or even new players to pick up the game. The only way 2042 is going to get its No Man's Sky moment is if they deliver big updates that provides tons of new content. Right now, it feels like 2042 is an early access Steam title that only has 4 developers working on the game. But even if you look at Hello Games right now, you know, No Man's Sky's developer, they have a small indie development team, especially whenever you compare it to DICE, and they release more content than a AAA development studio. That's why it's so hard to believe that the entire team at DICE is working on BF 2042. If key members of the DICE team that worked really well with the Frostbite engine are gone from the studio, and the reason the development takes so long is because the current engineers just don't understand the Frostbite engine, then maybe it's time to switch it up. Now, I have no problem saying that I am out of my scope whenever it comes to game development, but I am a gamer, and what I do know is Unreal Engine is probably one of the easiest engines to develop on, and it's backed by dozens and dozens of engineers that understand how the Unreal Engine works. So maybe it's time to take some notes from CD Projekt Red and partner with Epic Games and the Unreal Engine and start developing a future Battlefield game on Unreal Engine 5. Now, of course, it's worth mentioning that the sole blame is not on the developer. DICE is doing the best that they can. I truly believe that with the resources that they have from EA. And with EA as a company in kind of a bad state right now, they're actually looking to sell, which I think would probably be the best thing for the gaming industry in general, as well as for the Battlefield franchise as a whole. Pretty much anything that EA touches outside of the Respawn Entertainment products that they launch kind of goes to crap, which is, you know, unfortunate, but that's just the reality of the situation. Now, I do have some hope for the future of Battlefield. I just don't really have any hope for the current situation that we're dealing with. With Vince Zampella as the head of Battlefield and Marcus Leto as the narrative director, I think that we are in good hands for the next Battlefield project, but that's not really going to help us in the interim. And I hate to say it, but I think that the rest of the Battlefield 2042 project is kind of doomed. Like, I don't really see a way for this game to really recover, especially whenever you consider that they've got so many things going against them, and then they've got to deal with the juggernaut that is Modern Warfare 2 that's going to be releasing in October of this year, which will be in the middle of season 2. It's going to be month 2 of season 2 that they're going to have to compete with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And I hate to be the one to say this, but I really feel like Battlefield 2042 has only got about 5 months left until it will be completely forgotten, which will eventually lead to the development being stopped, and the entire team at DICE and Ripple Effects focus will be pushed to the next Battlefield project that is set to release in 2024. But this right here is the beauty of competition. Whenever Modern Warfare 2 releases and it completely wipes the board with any thought of Battlefield 2042 left, with one quick Thanos snap, the rest of the player base is going to be gone from BF 2042, besides just a few other players playing the game, with the majority of lobbies filled with AI that you can't even find a match. Maybe then, just then, will EA and DICE realize that they kind of messed up, that the community did not want specialists with different abilities, and we didn't want it to be Apex Legends, and we wanted it to be a gritty Battlefield game. The fact that Modern Warfare 19's Ground War mode is a better Battlefield game than 2042 and even Battlefield 5, then we've got a problem. The last great Battlefield game was Battlefield 1, and I truly believe that. So whatever DICE and the Battlefield team does next, they need to take it to heart that what the fans want is what should matter the most. Revenue should be the last thing that they think about. Go back to the class system, get rid of the specialists, and give us a gritty modern day shooter that the fans want. We've literally said we just want a remaster of Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 with updated visuals, different mechanics, and that is about it. We just want a Battlefield game, not whatever this Battlefield 2042 was. I still play the game, I have fun at times, but the reality is my patience is running thin, and the same could be said for you guys as well. We know that they're going back to the drawing board, so whatever that drawing board is, make sure that they take whatever they did for 2042 outside of Battlefield Portal and just wipe the board, dude. Get the eraser and just wipe it clean and start with just a simple baseline of Battlefield 4 after all of the expansions. But yeah, guys, that is going to wrap it up with this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel with your notifications on, and don't forget to check back again tomorrow for another Battlefield and just general FPS gaming news. This has been Wes, and I will talk to you guys on the next video.